All right, we got this chain-driven extension. It's a universal extension. You may have seen these before. This one's off Aliexpress. It was the cheapest one we could find, and $5. So yeah, you basically just, when you're in a tight spot, come check this out. Say, for instance, this was like covered or something, you couldn't get to it. You can take these pieces, flip them around however you need them, install your socket on there, and then from out here, you can use a ratchet and loosen or tighten the bolts that you need. All right, so we're trying out the trusty old 10mm here, and we're just using a 3/8 drive ratchet. These are both 3/8 drive on the end, so let's try this out. Oh, a little crunchiness, but it is working. Go ahead and tighten it back down now and see how good we can go down here. It does seem to be catching a little bit. Whoop. I can feel the plastic casing. It is sort of stretching a little bit, but that's okay. It did the trick. We loosened the bolt off and tightened it back on. Let's move ahead and try this other bolt that's a little bit bigger. All right, so before I pulled the socket off, I noticed that the housing has separated a little bit. Oh, it looks like it just clipped back together. So the design of it, luckily we have 2 of these Phillips screws in here that keep it together, otherwise it'd be a bad day. All right, okay, so now we've got a 13mm. We got a little bit of bigger ratchet. Let's try to work this one here. Oh, we got some flex in the handle. Oh, she ain't gonna do it. I think it's gonna explode if I try here. I'll try one more time. Oh, it's loosening it. It is working. It does not look healthy, but it is working. All right, look at that. We got through the 13mm bolt. All right, we're tightening them back down. I can't tell if that's the rusty bolt or if it's just the insides of this thing like breaking. Oh, I think that was the torque spec. You could hear it click. You can see there, it's really trying to just explode, but those Phillips screws ain't letting it happen. All right, so give this thing a little test run. We're gonna be taking off this strut nut. Now I got gloves and safety glasses on, safety first. You ready? Well, it did a lot of moving, but it didn't do a lot of loosening. So, see here, looks like the internals on this portion are still okay. You might have to take these trusty Phillips screws off. I mean, thank God it didn't explode in my face. Yeah, you can see in there. I don't know if the chain broke or the gears stripped, but we're gonna take it apart and find out. Philippe. Okay, we got 2 Philippe screws. Looks like a couple teeth. Oh, for sure, we definitely lost some teeth here. So there's a chain, nice looking chain. And there's the problem right there, just cheap cast. Now, it's funny, when I was playing around with this thing before we even got into it, it was like binding up and stuff when you would just not even have any sockets. You could just spin these around. And obviously, like, the spacing between these teeth and the chain isn't 100%. It's pretty close, but I don't know. There's obviously no tensioner for the chain or anything like that, so you get some slack in there, and the thing would start binding up when you're trying to turn it. And, well, there you have it. Is it worth it? I mean, for some applications, but definitely not the automotive professional use.